All right, what's going on, people? So I just recorded a video going over this chord progression. And it went pretty well. It was for this song. But now what I want to do is do a little live stream. Feel free to ask questions and such. I don't really go live as often anymore with like music production stuff. Mostly my live streams are a little bit more intentional, if you will. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know if it's cool or not. Oh, look at that. Maximize that. Let's minimize this. So what I was working on the other day is, as a Knicks fan, I was working on the chant that goes on at MSG when the Knicks are doing good, and it goes like mm, 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 mm. Super simple, but let's look at what I was kind of building with that, which is I was looking at trying to figure out a chord progression that goes with that. And it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's fun to do. And I think it's important, actually, to be able to have a melody in your head and then figure out chords that make sense. And in our chord library, we've built most, I think all of the main triads already. And we'll be looking at 7 chords very soon. It got hot all of a sudden. And yeah, so there's like a few things that I learned about how to do this, but I just want to, yeah, kind of continue working on it, answer some questions if you guys have any, and just chill. I have a tutoring session now that no students have showed up for yet. It's like actually a drop-in thing, virtual office hours. So I have that over here that I'm monitoring. So first is E. So, oh, that's pretty good. So we know that minor is the first chord. Next chord, what do we want that next chord to be? So we can go from or yo, what's going on, man? How are you? Sadly, I have to send my Ableton Push 3 back. It's been a really dope 30 days with it, but I just got sending an email back to my contacts over there. So I have it right over there. I was actually using it like in this top-down sort of setup. Yes, I am. Yeah. Really transitioning for the next 90 days to educational content on the channel. But I do have some unique ways that I'm planning on not introducing, but I guess sharing videos on music tech that have to do with chords that still align with what we're building here, such as how to play chords on something like the Push 3, right? Like the triangle sort of method and stuff, or with the Move, which is what I own. So let's talk about it a little bit. Yeah, this is like, these sessions are supposed to be, just open-ended, just like normal live streams and stuff, but I just wanted to title them as such for new folks that are joining to be able to kind of ask questions about chords. So the biggest takeaway, let me open this door. It's getting like a little hot in here. One sec. Yeah, so the biggest takeaway for me with the Push 3 is that it's unexpected, but I much preferred using it not in standalone. I think there's a few reasons for that. Okay. I think there's a few reasons for that. So one, I was unimpressed with the zippiness, if that's a word. Like I guess the processor that's built into the Push 3 standalone, and how long it takes to boot, and like certain things about it are not as zippy as I'm used to using Ableton Live on my computer or my laptop, or using something like Ableton Note, or using something like Ableton Move. So that's been one thing where I'm like, But then, so using it as a controller has just been better because I think you and I talked about like Omnisphere and things like that. And there's just a lot more fun that I have personally with the plugins, which I didn't expect to happen, but that's what happened. What's happened over the past year or so is kind of diving into Ableton. Yeah. So undecided if or when I'm gonna get it, but whenever that is, I'll be looking a lot more at the controller version and not the standalone version. Rocking the Torso S4 that I just got May a day or so. Nice, man. Okay, that's the S4, the one I did a little video on a while ago, right? The sequencer. How are you liking it? So we can either go from, yeah, no, seriously. So we can either, for this next chord, we can go from E minor to C major. So E minor to C major. What's going on, man? How are you? Yeah, right, exactly. To C major, or we can go to A minor. So I want to take I've been taking a picture of these. Like I just recorded my tutorial video for the week. Let me take a picture of this. These have been good shareable assets for my Patreon and Instagram stories or whatever, to have just all the chords. So yeah, I just took the picture. But I think being able to take notes while we're working through something is also a good idea. And these little lines here are like my so-called border of where I can write to and from. Cool. All right, so we like E. And actually, this is what I was working on, really. It's like, well, actually, let's just do it this way. So E, and then the next chord could either be C major first inversion or A minor second inversion. So C major first inversion or A minor second. This is pretty cool what we have kind of going on here. And then from here, so I kind of like that. So I like that. So I like the A minor to C major. And then boom. Whoops. I think here. So I think B minor, or let me see what we need here. So here. No. I don't know. I've used your old videos to make some cool sounds from my house. Hey, that's cool. Which videos are we talking about? That's dope. Tutorial ones? Gear ones? Let me know. Let the people know. Because I'm curious about that. We need to know what's working, what's resonating with people, etc. Nice. Very cool. Now, I don't like... I'm saying very cool to what your comment is. I don't like this chord, though. I don't know the last one. No, you did like 2 to 3. Yeah, very, very much so. The OP1 field ones or the regular? So I guess it really is that, but let's see if we can spice it up a little bit. So B minor and first inversion. So that's what we have going on. We don't really need this here. And then what if we did some type of, this looks so cool. Gotcha. So way back when. This is interesting. So now we can turn some of these to 7 chord, or let's see how it sounds with the melody. Is there any glove to make the hands bigger for piano playing? Stone Galaxy 5. Is there any glove to make the hands bigger for piano? What a question. Do you mean like, that's a serious question, by the way? If it is, I'll try to answer it. You mean like gloves that you put on and play the piano with it to make your hands bigger for like people with small hands? I think that's what you're saying. Either way, if that's what it is, I don't know if there are. I don't know. I need to get something from the house that's got more keys, though. Not sure what just yet. Got you. Like a MIDI controller? Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I, 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 I don't think you should do that. Even if you have small hands, I think you should still use the hands that you have. Unless, like, how small are we talking? How old are you? Very curious right now. Very intrigued. Such a good song. So let me see. I have this MIDI controller here. You said, I think, an electric synth or something. Gotcha. Like a 61 or a 49 key or something, or even 37 key. Something that has, yeah, sounds in it. Yeah, that's cool, man. My man, what's going on? Tony, how you doing, bro? All right, so let me see here. So let me show y'all what I'm doing actually real quick. What we have here is something I'm using as a digital, as a MIDI controller, right? But it's a digital piano. But I've been using, how do I show you this? Screen share. Yeah, look at this. So I've been using this, okay? This is Arteria's Piano V3. There's a few different plugins that I'm going to actually check out now. But if I show you back my top-down view, and I have this MIDI controller that, oh, we need a little more slack there. All right, it's this one, right? And I'm able to navigate the chords and the sounds right on here. So like basically pull up different presets without having to use my keyboard. So I'm still kind of dialing this setup in a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it because I think if I just, let me see, turn this knob, yeah, and then hit enter. And then also I have to remember what's what, but one of these sliders on here, and you know what, at this point, if I'm talking about it, we can just maybe bring this in the middle. This is kind of how I had this before, like this. Did that really sign me out? One sec, a lot happening right now. Virtual office hours. Oh, we want to connect to audio. So I mentioned I'm doing I do a tutoring session Mondays, like a virtual tutoring at 4 o'clock Eastern. So it's happening now, but I'm just monitoring the session because no one's actually in it at the moment. So it gives me a chance to do this. All right, let's take a look at some of these sliders. So yeah, for example, right, if I'm doing a song, and let me actually, I don't know, let's go back to here. I know now that this is really cool to just be able to slide this fader to get reverb on the plugins. This is like a huge deal, actually. Yo, for sure. As soon as you know the dates, which you might know already, let me know when they are. So that's a must. That's something I always look forward to, dude. We always have a good time. And then even when I'm playing that, if I want to get a little bit more immersed during performance section of this versus talking or teaching section, this microphone is in the way. So now it's not. Dope. So let me close out V3 piano really quick. And I have to get ready to go. But this is cool. Glad I did this for a little bit. And let me go to. I might actually pin this down here as well because this one has some. Hang on. How do I pin? Let me just quit it. And let me come back in here. Oh no, it's already pinned. We're good. All right. So if I click this, now we have some different, like more, not interesting, just more unique sounding. And we don't really need that up because we can just see, that's cool to me right there. Here we go. Right? So sometimes you don't want to just be in acoustic piano mode when you have this, array of, thank you, man, of more unique sounds, right? So this is cool. And I also think that, let me see, I think that this, during these live streams, kind of makes sense. I have screen real estate. It kind of makes sense to still have this up on the screen. Yeah, why not, right? Like right here. Yeah, it really is. Thanks, yo. This one is called lo-fi piano. And then if we want to do something like what we just did, or so good. That's fine. Let me find a new sound. What is it again? So. Do 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 do. So good. Weird. That's an arpeggio built in. One more thing that we are going to do right now before I leave that I just remembered that I was having a lot of fun with is I have access, and I kind of wish it was standalone. I need to see when they just update or announce the update to it. At what is it? Super Booth, yeah. It is, what am I looking for? Yamaha. I don't think it's a standalone thing yet. Let me just say. Yeah, no, it's not. So I have to go into Ableton for this, but it's their Yamaha montage software, essentially. And it's pretty dope because I can go in here and I can do things like Ableton in order for this to work, though. And actually, I'm not even going to do it now. Maybe I'll save this for the next one, just because it's going to take. By the time I have everything set up, it's going to be time to go. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's live stream. Thank you guys. Great to connect with some of you guys I haven't seen in a while. Hope everyone's doing well. Tony, definitely hit me up. Let me know those dates. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.